The last video I made that I spit all over myself over is going to be at the end of this video. I was trying to talk about the Chiron conjunction of the new moon eclipse, the epic eclipse, which is this Aries vibe. Have to read the 19 degrees Aries. I thought it was at 16, so I'm wrong at that usually. Um, so it's just the nature. I've tried to explain it. The nature of Aries is, if you don't know your Aries, then everybody's going to treat it, basically mob it. That's what's been happening as far as I'm concerned for however long we can figure that somebody says, "Excuse me," um, and raises up and tries to stand up for the truth. They shice them. Well, those are the Aries. To me, yeah, that makes sense because, first of all, they're the bravest ones to do so. They have that natural, like spontaneous. They won't wait and say, "Oh, actually, I should obey and save myself and get back in in with the cows or whatever." No, that's failing the entire possibility of the human evolution from emerging. It has to have that push through against what? Basically, bull crappy. And so, Chiron is it's a mythical character, right? I was trying to tell you that. And so, but see how it is for me. I mean, besides for being really super sensitive, and a lot of people are feeling life this way. They're feeling it. They're feeling what? It. Well, what is it? Well, I mean, it's the sign of the times. It's what's on the table. There's a lot going on that has to do with Venus that I think I picked up on it a little bit. Um, we have Jupiter conjuncting Uranus, that's Venus ruled, and then but we see this new moon eclipse. I mean, the full moon eclipse. There was a Venus aspect. It was just not long before, but it's still happening, and it was Venus ruled the new moon. Sorry, the full moon. And it's all about that, it's the Venus Mars thing. So it's Venus's turn this time, and that's kind of tricky because men are Venetian. They could be Venus ruled. It's like, you could have a Venus ruled man and a Mars ruled woman. See, I'm a Mars ruled woman. It just means that I have Aries rising, and the planet ruling the entire chart is Mars because it's Aries rising, Mars ruled. Then you look at the Mars and what it's doing, and then so it's happens to be conjunct the Sun and Pluto, and now it's infused with the Sun and Pluto, which is very Leonian, fixed, and also Scorpio. So now there's a lot of power and energy there that I have at my disposal, and I have been suffering a lot. I see something going on. See, and I'm speaking for all of humanity, is we're not really able to live our fullest potential. There is a system here that can give a care about your fullest potential. If you're not doing it a certain way, now I'm not talking, now I'm pointing at the kind of people like Tesla would be uh, has turned up to be when, see, like Einstein, both of them, if you interview them on a personal level, they have their own autonomy and they speak about that the education systems, the public education system, all of that has nothing to do with what they're contributing. They attribute it to meditation. Both of them talk about meditation in just a certain way of dialing in on the mind, and also, yeah, of course, it's your interest. You have something out there that you're studying. For Tesla, it was very hands-on. Einstein is very questionable, although he brought us a certain kind of math that you get through looking at music, and that he claims that when he began learning the violin, which is a desperate move from his parents, they just threw a violin in his hand because he was failing academics all the way up into the seventh grade, I think, or something was the story, or the 11th grade. And so out he learned basics of violin, and that's what opened his whole mind up to quantum physics. That's what he claims. God, sorry about the stutter. I can always edit it. I'm trying to make a better video than the one that I'm about to put unlisted at the end of this video. I was trying to talk about the event with Chiron and stuff. I feel that there's a heavy duty need to recede. See, Aries is a very independent sign, And it has nothing to do, they're not saying, oh, we hate you or anything. It's like, no, it's the part of you that needs um, time, space, a certain quality time with yourself and doing something with something. See, that's when you make breakthroughs and there's no influences around you. Say, like you go on a hike and then you find a place through the grass, the high grass, and you leave a small trail and you kind of come back, and that's what the Aries is doing, is like finding, you know, and it's daring. They are the daring part of the humanity. So that needs, it's gonna eventually, it's gonna be like, nah, you know, you gotta let me do what I need to do in my life. It's kind of like that, and they offer that to you. If you get close to them, they're going to show you how to get your autonomy, and it's an experience, the experience of 3D. That's all we are. It's just I am, and let's not lose outer space. I was trying to talk about it here. How I see this thing that Julian Assange said. He says something to the effect of, oh gosh, I should just call it up here on my screen. Let me see if I can do it. But it's a it's hard to swallow for most minds and anybody. And here's why. It's because it's the answer. It's actually the right way to live. It's true intelligence, and people are not truly intelligent. That's the bottom line. I mean, we are looking at probably, and I am not an exception. I mean, we all need to be turned on to some extent, but at the very least, do we even realize that? And also, how much of it is turned on? Is there anything now we can work with? You know what I mean? And I am looking at like what has moved in, encroached around me and fenced themselves off and throwing bombs at each other, and just doing power trips and thinking later. The answer is no. There isn't any time soon that people are going to be doing anything out of true intelligence at all. They hand it over to whatever political party is nearest you. Just stick a sign, and there's the fucking one that they just handed. Oh my God, they aren't. It's not really that they have found a place for their intelligence to go. No, they have closed their account on reality. Man, the truth is just forget it. It's too hard for them. They got to go vote and wave a flag, and like I said, be prejudiced against every single one that smokes pot, perhaps, or let's just say has long hair. That's saying something. Jesus, did you have long hair? No. Damn thing has been against me lately. The closer to the truth you are, the more that you're to see. It's like, well, um, do you want to be right, or would you rather be happy? All right. So, like this video, I was trying to talk about the Chiron thing. The best attributes you're seeing of Aries is right now, where we're managing to crack a smile and say, "No, we got this," and it's actually, what left of civilization do we even have hope for? And somebody's saying, no, no, that, come on, no, hang in there, just one last bit. No, it's all right. Explosion? No, we're good. Look, here, let's eat some crickets. No, I don't know. You know, the Aries is just saying, no, we made it. We made it. Come on, don't give up now. You just gave up. Shit. Poor things. The poor things. It's that part of the human being who spontaneously acts because they don't want to get sick and they just pick it up and they get it. Well, they can't. They're called ADD and all this other shit. You know, we pill them up, give them a bunch of pills before they really start making a difference with what their ability to get pissed, to get angry. They just get frustrated and say, "All right." Then see, once they give up, and when it's the toxic relationship, like something that doesn't work. It's like, fuck it, it's not going to work. I'm out of here, and they're getting independent again. It's like, you don't understand. Are we here to live and be here with each other or not? You know, that's the Aries, man. I have nothing but good friends in my past. The best ones were the Aries. These were the ones who changed my life to, well, they saw something beyond the illusion, and they said, Shauna, do you want a job? And I said, shit, yeah. And so they got me a job. We ended up working together. We just ended up being good friends. Like, somehow they look at me from across the room and they go, and it's like, well, it's because I am Aries rising, and it's like, come on, Frank, I know I'm not perfect, but can we be present if at all there's people in our lives, and I'm talking about, yeah, did you just walk into the room where there's people? Are you in a life where there's a lot of people? Do you have a job that you do where there's people? That's what I'm saying. Even if you went to the store, walking down the street, was there people? Try to be present with them. The thing that a healthy Aries, especially the Aries rising, what they're known for is their smile. You think Libra is awesome, just the Mars ruled person, when they flash their smile, it's like fireworks. It's like, shite! Because you probably hit like home run to them. And that's why they're smiling. But really, home run is just the moment. They know how to grab it, and they'll flash it at you. This is it. Boom! See them on the street, and our time is now. As far as that Aries coming up, that's what's been trying to rise. See what's going to happen with the Pluto in Aquarius when Venus goes into Aries is coming up as after it conjuncts Neptune. See, that's a phenomenal thing because Neptune is going to go into Aries, but see, Venus is going to conjunct Neptune. I don't know if it's for the last time before Neptune enters into Aries, but it's like a precursor. It's a very spiritual thing. When we just got through Venus going next to Saturn, and it could be actually still happening. And that's very hard on love. It's hard. The women are feeling cold right now. They're like, and we don't want to say, well, what have you done for me lately? Because it's really not making any sense anymore. It's like, don't tell these people to try and go and work the system for you when you can't even fucking do it because it doesn't make sense in the first place. Is there any other thing, a kind of life you can figure out how to do? That's where we're at now, especially away from whatever is calling itself the monetary system. That's basically it's trying to suck you in to that punishments reward thing that doesn't have anything to do with like evolution, the process of evolutionary consciousness, like the human being getting anything for themselves that's good for them. Okay, I'm sorry, but if it's now pointing at holistic medicine and things that I'm struggling right now, it's like, wait a minute, there's a way to feed yourself right, to stay away from a lot of things. It's right now to stay away from most things if you want to be healthy. Well, can we kind of reverse that a little bit? And can money be involved with it somehow? I was looking at it, and it's like a big answer. Yes, I saw some things. It's hard to talk about. I'll be able to do. Pardon my emotionality, please. I'm not only going through a change of life, but um, Jupiter has been squaring my moon, and it's been such a hard time for my moon. And is it still happening? Well, it's still technically, yeah, because I do have it at more like 15. It's at 14 and 55 minutes, but then you just round it up and it's at 15, so it's at 15. Now, it's moving into 16 now. So when Jupiter starts to conjunct, my theory is when it starts to conjunct um, Uranus, it's going to blow up some issues over the extravaganza that is the ridiculousness of the laziness that the human occupation is about the earth. They are hardly on the earth, so there's already attention about the earth. See, when you build your, like I was trying to talk about in my next video here, that maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. The structures that are being built, like say what happened in Turkey. If you ask me, that was planned. They know they can build very flimsy structures, and then if a certain earthquake hits a certain amount of time, that city was only 25 years old. Come on, that was hardly 2,000 years ago. I mean, in the year 2000, sorry. The turn of the, when it turned 2000, year 2000. It was way before then that, well, Tesla knows how to create earthquakes with the technology. So they're doing these things to and with civilizations for what? The real answer is because they can. Do you have any ideas? Have you noticed that if you really get a genuine idea, it's impossible to get it out there because, boy, there's a system. It's hard to tell you, but it's like this is how what a great idea was too, is to program everybody to just hate everybody that has an idea of their own who is confident. Just make sure everybody's turned into a narcissist in case there's an empath poking up every once in a while saying, "Excuse me, but isn't there a different way?" Instead of this poisonous, toxic, fucking unfun, fearful living, godless, loveless crock. I think this is the vibe of Chiron. Chiron is wounded. yet keeps fighting. We have to look at the story. I'll do it for us. You study. I don't know it, but it's conjunct the solar eclipse, and I will read it because I think I have Chiron. We all have Chiron. Somebody. I have Chiron on the ascendant. And pardon this next video. It's quite emotional, just like the next. And there's a lot to talk about. What's happening in astrology. We have this the sun moving forward into Aries. It's like it's Happy New Year. Love the Aries vibes, babes. It's spring. Everything, the way you do astrology, and it's the perfect time to teach it, is you ask people to get into their feelings, their very experience of spring. What do you, and do every little metaphor about not just you, the way it makes you feel, to put your hands in the dirt and the feeling, but what's happening like the sprout and what could be going on there, because that's pointing at the Aries. The Aries is the little sprout. It's not really the full-grown tree. See that now we're talking about the evolution of human consciousness. It starts as spring, and it's going to start growing up, and it's like, wait a minute, um, uh, when you were talking about information fields and a human growing up, there's a process that takes a whole lifetime, and so yeah, that's controversial. What do we do with them? Do we put them in school for the first 14 years and ruin the very first 14 years of them really doing anything and everything they can to find out what they're actually interested in? But they can't because they're stuck in a box. And everybody's busy around them with the real things that they're handling. They say, no, no, when they're not in the box. It's like, run away, kids. Run away. And especially run away from technology. Go out to the somewhere. Find out where Amelia Earhart flew off to. I think this is the Chiron vibe. I think Chiron is very fed up. It's called The Wounded Warrior. I'll try to find some videos and put them up along with my other video that I made. That I'm just saying, here, take it or leave it. There's some things of course, you begin to get the more you get attacked by encroaching. I think I'm looking at something that's like something is telling me, my spirit guides are telling me. Sorry, I'm jumping around about this, but minute 17, fuck, get a life. My spirit guide's telling me, saying, Shauna, just keep pressing through, keep pressing through. You're onto something. What have you refined of your work so far? So far, what have I refined in my work? Out of 1,700 videos here, there's definitely a plague on the planet. They're calling it narcissism. I'm saying it's the poor sense of self and or mind, or no, the poor sense of self, or it's the mind left blind to itself. There's a lot of ways to see it, and so there's a lot there we can say. We can because thinking together with me, it's been a journey of course, we're looking at why would they kill certain people, what is really happening here? Why don't we know the possibility of this? Why do only so many people know of this? Why do some people take the time to just banter about it and not get paid? It's not going to be. See, you know what I was thinking, ladies and gentlemen? That if I got a PayPal thing, see, I know I have a good work ethic if it means that I'm um, creating that flow where I know I'm being taken care of. Babe, I'm not ignorant about money. Then of course I start refining, right? We start doing it. I'm already doing the goddess. I hate this fucking part in the video where it's my Neptune opposed my Venus. You don't want to feel bad for just being here and expressing. We only have so much time here, and if that's what we're here to do. See, my generation in the 70s is the strongest generation you'll ever see. Yet that it's either do or die, and that's coming from the Pluto and Libra opposing Aries. Now, if there is an Aries, it's an opposition. It's going to go either way. It's either do or die. Now, because it's so fierce, with the Pluto and a Capricorn conjunct Saturn and Jupiter. I said that wrong in my last video. It's not a trine, but they call it a trine sometimes. It created if you didn't notice, that's when the announcement happened with C-19, and it created just a war. And it went into just strong materialism that was well planned. It's to set people backwards in especially their spiritual awareness. I mean, it's really to get them in the fear mindset, and that's what materialists are doing. They're thinking that they're always lacking. That's never enough. They've got somebody's got something that they don't, and never enough. And what else? Get that deal. Get a good deal. Always get a deal. You don't offer them 65. You don't pay it forward. Even if they're a shitty, especially if they're a shitty chiropractor. See, I gave it to the shitty chiropractor. I paid my other chiropractor $75 more, and she fell over backward. Independent. She's also probably aggressive. It's not like she's void of a love life. A lot of people may be struggling with that here, and to me, it's like, uh, welcome to the world. It's built on screwing love up and throwing it out immediately because we've got something else to do. Very important. Anyway, I'm starting to get a message and I want to see what it is. I don't like what's going on around me, how separate everybody thinks that we need to be, and we aren't taking care of each other, but projecting on each other that we are the worst of the worst. And it's like, get your shit together. It's like, well, you get your shit together. And it's like, you know what? White towel, Scotty, Beam. This is stupid.